In the context of comic books, the term cryptid generally refers to creatures whose existence is disputed or unconfirmed by mainstream science, but are featured as real or possibly real within the fictional world of the comic.
Especially in this one, they reproduce. I'd say it depends on the comic lore,
Gotcha.
but these do reproduce. So their larvae are also giant. They've got infestation of larvae and different things like that.
Gotcha. I've heard a lot of good things about that series, yeah, it's one of those things that was experimental for DC Vertigo, and man, I miss that label because they used to do a lot of horror books.
Yeah,
Not many of them involve cryptids, unfortunately, but some of them did.
Vertigo, and then Shark Force, any of those.
Right.
Probably able to find a cryptid in. I think it's Image that has the per Havernaut.
Yes, they're pretty cool.
That's also Sasquatch in a comic and other cryptids.
So any what do they call it? Anamorphized animals, because we see that a lot in comics or in media and cartoons and everything like that. That does that sort of lean more towards, in your mind, the cryptid?
It all goes back to the story. How did that happen? Was it a curse? Was it mutation? Because I think most of these would either be genetic mutation or they have just always been their own species, like Sasquatch, depending on the version. But generally, he's just always existed as his own species, left over from ancient megafauna. And so I'd say either of those, but as long as they're genetically distinct.
Gotcha. So it's not
their own branch on the family tree.
So if it's not just like a talking mouse, like Mickey Mouse, or a talking rabbit, like Bugs Bunny, or a talking dog, like Underdog, like that's not enough.
Not enough. We have to have the backstory. There's got to be a taxonomy to break it down into.
Gotcha.
If you can make a medical diagram of that thing, cryptid.
Yeah, if you have enough data in your story, in the canon.
Gotcha. So the Muppets?
Some of them.
Well, now, let's break this down. Which ones are cryptids? Cookie Monster, obviously. They're the evil. Definitely. Okay.
Snuffleupagus, right? Okay, I can see that, yes. Gonzo, probably, right?
Gonzo's absolutely a cryptid. He's an alien. We know that from Muppets in Space.
That's true.
So he is absolutely a cryptid because of that, at the very least. I think that's the end of my thought.
Yeah, no problem. Any other questions or comments or anything cryptid related that anybody wants to bring up? Sure.
Just talking about all these cryptids, what are your favorite cryptid origins?
I really like the kappa in Japan. I like that it's just always existed within their culture and that it's only growing as comics and literature and modern pop culture references go. Because I think the first kappa I remember seeing was in Dragon Tales on media as a kid. It was like a side character. And then I find them in the wild in my reading and stuff. It would just keep popping up. So that one.
Dragons, right?
Dragons.
I think they would be. I think they definitely would be. Because they're an unseen creature.
Yeah, I think they're ancient cryptids because dragons exist because we found dinosaur bones. But I think they're just proven cryptids because now we have dinosaurs.
So you're saying there's no such thing as dragons? Is that what you're telling me right now?
I hate cryptids. Two swampers, 100%. Dragons, they're dinosaurs. But yeah, I really like kappas and their origin. I like anything found in the woods. I like those just because they seem so likely to come out of hours.
Yeah.
That they can be local.
I think that's the ones I'm most drawn to as well, like Sasquatch and aliens. I guess because they're the most popular, I'm interested in like the social contagion aspect of it. Like enough people believe in Sasquatch or aliens that it becomes real, and people are convinced. They truly believe I saw Sasquatch. You know, some people saw that really grainy video of the guy in the Sasquatch costume on the other side.
Wait.
And I don't want to call anybody out. You know, some people may see that and go, that is 100% real. I love that aspect of cryptids. That's what makes them real. Is that enough people believe it?
Oh, and I love watching the footage. Any footage, even if it's a hoax, I love
Especially
watching
if it's a hoax. I'll watch it.
Yeah, I like believing. I don't
Well,
want
yeah, well, of course. Yeah, you want to suspend
I don't
disbelief.
want to be the one that knows dragons aren't real. That's just a really not fun way to live. I want to believe.
Thanks for giving that to me now. Thank you. I think for me, when I was looking at, when I was growing up looking at all the mythical creatures, and yes, there's a certain coolness to Bigfoot that can't be denied. I mean, it's just, Bigfoot is just cool. But I would say second to that, my favorite sort of, and I can't say it's an origin because we don't know, that's the thing about a lot of these mythical beings, we don't know where they come from. We don't know enough about them. We have the actual film of an actual Bigfoot that was taken. But to me, one of the ones that are most intriguing was that photo of Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster.
Mm-hmm.
The idea to me that there could be something from the dinosaur age just still hanging out and being like, hey, I'm still here, is really intriguing to me.
And it feels plausible. It feels like
That's
that.
how
Yeah,
we
it
got
could be.
That's how we got Cthulhu.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I love the idea. I love the idea that it just is hanging out going, man, I have seen some stuff. Like you're just, but there's that continuity of from our past to our present that I really appreciate. So, whether Nessie or not, I mean, look, that was like 50 years ago where that picture was taken, I think, right? Or more than that. So, I mean, who knows? And I don't think there's been any recent Nessies like it. I know that they have combed through that rock.
And it's a lake. It's not like an ocean or something. It's a lake. So, you've reached the rock.
Well, isn't there supposed to be one up in Lake Erie, too? The
Erie, it's got its own name.
Yeah, it's got its own thing going on there, but I just love that idea. I mean, we see remnants, like when you see alligators, crocodiles, or things like that. Yeah. Bessie. Oh, right. That's original. Well, they really went out on a limb on that one. Yeah, I've always liked the idea.
Well, when you look at actual underwater creatures that have been discovered just like in the last few years, they look completely unreal and horrifying.
Oh yeah, those
like Lovecraftian nightmares.
Yeah, there's those creatures that live down below and where the pressure is bad, or we couldn't live or whatever, that exist somehow, and those things are creepy.
And they actually exist. We know they actually exist.
That's nightmare fuel.
What I think is going to become a cryptid? Octopi. They are currently building and inhabiting these dead reefs in Australia. Of course, everything's in Australia.
Or Philadelphia,
or Philly, I guess. But they're inhabiting them, and they're going to war against each other and creating a civilization, and it's following sociological definitions of a civilization. You have to have large structures, you have to have a population that works together in a cooperative manner. And these are also a species of octopi, I want to say, that were previously solo and have now started inhabiting a space together. And they are sentient. We do know how smart they are, but they'll, break out of their own tanks and everything. So I think they're on track to be a little bit too smart for our taste. They're going to get a little too sentient, I think. And there's the idea that we came out of the water, so.
Yeah, sure. Maybe we'll be returning to the water against our will with a giant tentacle.
Or maybe they'll come out of the water and demand taxes. That's what I'm scared about.
Yeah, really. We're taking everything back. That's what they're going to be like. They're going to be like, you know what? You guys have had the run of things for a couple hundred years. We just, for 1,000 years. couple thousand years, and yeah, their time's up. The rent's due.
We've seen your work, we're not impressed.
But go down for a review. Anything else cryptid-wise that we can discuss that you might want to talk about? Because we're nearing the end here.
Yeah, I think we're about to that time.
But
Yeah, final comments.
The moral sleep question, what's your favorite, like, ex-cryptid? I don't know, recently that gorillas used to be considered cryptids.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
I believe it's a good question.
Tasmanian tiger. They are, I wouldn't say they sort of opposite as that. They were a species and they went extinct in the early 1800s, so we do actually have like a black and white photograph of them. They're really more like hyenas, but people swear they've seen them because extinct means the ones that we know about are dead. And that the population has shrunk so small that we can't document a case, or there hasn't been a case documented in X number of years. But that was currently my favorite one. Oh, yeah, and it's stuff I forgot. They also taxidermied it. But this is it when it was alive in captivity. But people have said they've seen it, it's attacked, you know, farm animals or whatever. And it was recently found in someone, you know, in some museum storage, of course, which is horrible for the lesser of your species. I think you deserve a little more respect than that.
much more attractive than the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Those things are not.
Not much of a looker.
I like the pups. Those are cute when they're little.
Yeah, well, anything, you know. But yeah, I remember the first time after watching like the Bugs Bunny cartoon, the first time I actually saw one in person, I was like, that does not look anything like
Yeah, not quite.
I'm gonna stick with the water because I like the idea that, you know, back in the you know in the olden days you had things like the kraken or mermaids that the seamen were you know, people at sea that were just going crazy with scurvy and all that were just crazy about that. They just like were making stuff up, and so you have these wonderful legends of mermaids and mermen and like I said, the kraken and all these sea monsters. And they turn out to be like, yeah, they're just octopus. They're just like they're porpoises, they're dolphins, they're sharks.
I don't
You
know
know?
how you can see a manatee and think mermaid.
I mean, if you're at sea for that long, I mean, you know, these guys.
That long enough, anything.
Yeah,
You're existing purely on like rum and not very much protein.
You're suffering from scurvy and,
Yeah, you can see a lot. in
You'll
there.
take what you can get out.
So yeah, that's but that's always like, yeah, that's always those kind of creatures are kind of.
Yeah, the one that I recall was a chupacabra hoax. It washed up on the shore. I think it was probably in Mexico, but it washed up on the shore, and I guess it turned out to just be like a bald, inflated raccoon that showed up there. But it was still pretty frightening. I think I still gotta give it props. It wasn't actually encrypted, but it was still frightening. So
And then the mangy dogs.
no mangy dogs. Yeah.
I think yeah,
It's probably about that time.
yeah, I think that wraps it up. Certainly we can, you know, if you have other questions about cryptids and comics, come see us. We're here all weekend. So we thank you guys for checking out the first panel of Monsterama 2025, the lit comic Star Trek. Glad to be here. Hope you'll show up for some of the others. We've got some, like I said, great programming, not just in this track room, but I mean, it is great programming in this track room. But there's some other great tracks, programming in other track rooms as well, so I hope you guys check those out. So, and we're all here this weekend, so
Oh,
all
yeah,
weekend.
yeah,
So,
all weekend.
so if you want to talk about cryptids, comics, or anything else, just let us know. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming, guys.
You guys sure you never done this before?
Quiet like a home.
That was Yeah, thanks for bringing all the props and being here. That's amazing. Thank you very much. That's a lot of work, man. That's great.
You guys got a funny story.
Oh yeah, dude. Love the shirt, by the way.
Thank you. Are you familiar with the Lost Sea in Tennessee?
The what?
The Lost Sea.
Lost
It's
Sea.
the largest underground lake. It's in my, near my hometown. But I used to work for the guy that started it. And they found some cougar bones in there. So somebody got a horse head and a horn.
Oh, no.
Buried.
Oh really?
So it's a unicorn? We didn't talk about unicorns.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So he gets excited, gets it, sends it up to university. Of course, it's a horse and a, you know.
Oh, man.
But
So many
It's
hoaxes.
like PC
Science
words,
ruined so many
verbatim.
creative today.
Yeah. I mean, I think those roadside attractions used to be full of them.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I love a
going
good
down
roadside
the highway
attraction.
and,
Yeah.
Jackalope.
Jackalope. Is that really a thing, or that was just something?
No, it's the hodgepodge taxidermy. It's the hair and the antlers.
Gotcha. I thought that was just something that was made up in the comments. If that was,
No, it's an actual, like, you can buy a jackalope, you know, taxidermy, like, mounted. Not a real jackalope, obviously,
I
but
don't.
real to you.
I don't understand taxidermy really. I mean, for medical reasons, I guess, or maybe for museum reasons, I can see that it
I
has
enjoy the art taxidermy. I like the
Weird taxidermy, I guess is that subgenre.
People
Yeah.
are just like, people are just like, I just want to keep my pet forever. It's like,
No, we have a joke about that. No, I think when it comes time to actually taxidermy deer Gigi, I don't know if we're actually going to go through with it. But we do joke about it a lot.
I think we'll probably taxidermy Gigi if I can afford it. Gigi
Wow.
the cat.
Wow.